name is Kithure Kindiki. I am 52 years old. I was born in Tharaka Nithi and grew up there, went to primary school there, and upon my completion of secondary education, I studied law. I have a Bachelor of Laws degree from Moi University, which I obtained in 1998. I have a Master of Law from the University of Pretoria, and I have a PhD in International Law from the University of Pretoria, which I obtained in 2002. I am married. I have 3 children, and I have worked in the last 26 years in various capacities. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya of 24 years standing. And in the process of my career, Honorable Speaker, I have worked as a lecturer. I taught at Moi University for 3 years, and later on at the University of Nairobi for 9 years. I rose from the position of assistant lecturer until I became Associate Dean of the Faculty of Law at the University of Nairobi. In between, I was head of Department of Public Law. I have been licensed to practice law in Kenya, but also before international courts and tribunals, including the International Criminal Court, where I still remain in the list of Defense Counsel. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've been consulted for many organizations, including UN agencies, regional organizations like IGAD, COMESA, African Union, East African Community, and also I am a member of a number of professional organizations, including the Academic Council for the United Nations System, the International Association on the Study of Forced Migration, the International Commission of Jurists, the East African Law Society, and the Law Society of Kenya.
Professor Kindiki, I know this is within your knowledge that the Maraga Task Force on Police Reforms identified many challenges in the National Police Service, the Kenya Prison Service, and the National Youth Service as underfunding, endemic corruption, poor handling of human capital and development. So could you highlight for us some of the police reforms that you undertook during your just ended tenure as Cabinet Secretary for Interior Internal National Administration? And also, if approved, what are some of the measures that you will put in place to implement some of those recommendations? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I forgot to say between 2022 and 11th July 2024, I was the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration. Mr. Speaker, in response to the question by the Deputy Speaker, I respond as follows. That the task force that was established to recommend legal, policy, institutional, and other reforms in the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service made far-reaching recommendations on a number of issues, including welfare issues, leadership and accountability issues, career progression and succession management in the National Police Service, and also operational capabilities, equipment, and so forth. Mr. Speaker, sir, that task force recommended 221 recommendations that require administrative action. It also recommended a further 178 recommendations which require funding but do not require any changes in law or policy. The task force recommended another 177 recommendations, which may not require funding but require legislative and policy changes.